Hey, Sean Gamble here again with Neutral Posture. Haven't done a video in a while, so I figured I would bring one back to the community. Doing a video today on the contacts mod that I helped create with one of Exec's consultants. When we first started looking at it, I had some issues with the way contacts were being handled in Synergy, and I pulled the community to try to gather some more information on what people thought about the way the contacts module inside the account card works, and to get some feedback before I started working on a solution that might help. In doing so, I got a lot of good feedback back from the community, a lot of which was added straight into the contacts mod that we did. Let's go ahead and dive right in. Here is the document that goes along with the install files. There's a bunch of screenshots and stuff in there on what I'm basically going to show you today. Here's the requirements listing and the installation information. We're going to go ahead and install it on one of my development machines. I've already taken the liberty of downloading the file and the Word document. If you need to get access to these, send me an email at sgamble@neutralposture.com. I'll also have a link to it in the YouTube video, so that you can send me an email just requesting the contacts mod, and I'll get that available to you. The reason that we do it that way is so that way if we need to support it, we know who has it, so that we can email you back if there's any changes or modifications to the modification. So just go ahead and send me an email if you want to get this. I've already gotten quite a few people that are using the mod. Nobody has run into any problems, any major problems yet. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to extract this folder. And here's basically the file setup. I've got an install instructions text document here that basically shows the same thing that you're seeing in this Word document. And we're just going to go ahead and run this. Install mode, there's only one selection available. Install directory, by default, it wants to install to wherever you have Synergy installed. On this server, I believe I have it in C/Synergy, which is the default. But if you have a different installation directory, make sure you point it to the correct directory so that it can build the files. Click OK. It wants to install some files. Yes. It's going to stop IIS, install the files, and it should restart IIS. And then it asks if you want to start Exec Synergy Enterprise now. We're going to. I'm going to attempt to log in here. This is one of my development boxes, so it's extremely slow, by the way. And this is the updater. It is going to run the updater. So with that said, it's probably a good idea to run this when there's not a lot of people in the system. And once again, this is my dev box, so it's going to take a little while for it to rebuild. All right, I believe it has finished with the update. We're going to take a look at a couple of things. I've already got one account, should be ready to go. We're going to do app test. And I'm going to point out some of the differences between the old contacts setup and the new. Alright, currently we have the old contacts still in here. We're going to take a look at it real quick. What you'll notice here is that you've got your title, your Mr. or Mrs., then you're going to have a name, and then you're going to have the job description. Doesn't really help out a whole lot when you're trying to get data. You either have to click on them to drill into them, or you have to go and see all. Also, currently we have it set to show 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. If there's more, we don't know. There's no indicator to tell us that there's more. And so we'll have to click all to see that there's more. In addition to, so we see there's another one here called Test 1 Test that wasn't being shown, and we had no idea that there were more contacts. In addition here, there's very few things on these lines that are going to be able to help you out. Job title is actually missing, which is very important in some scenarios for people. Also inactive. I don't know if there's other contacts here that have been inactivated, but if I check the box, then I can see that Wendy here is inactivated, but I have to check that box to see it. All right, so let's take a look at the new one, which I've got down here at the bottom. Just by doing the install, it shows it in here, and it's called Contacts Extended. And the contacts extended, by default, I believe it shows 10 if you have 10 contacts. You can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 being shown here, which is all of the active contacts that I do have for this account. You'll notice that job title is here along with the name, which you can click on the name and drill right into them if you need. Email address is listed here, so I could copy it easily and paste it into an email. And further mods, I plan to actually set this as a mail to, so that if you clicked it, it would actually open up Outlook and allow you to start an email to them. It's just something I didn't think of at the time when we were in development. And also the phone number. So right here from the screen, instead of having to drill into it to find their phone number or their email address, I have all that information right here on the contact card where it's necessary, where it's important to you. In addition, there's the all button in the ad, just like above. And there's another thing that will be shown on the screen here. If I had 30 or 40 active contacts, there would be either, I can't remember if it's over here or down at the bottom, but there's an indicator that says more, that lets you know that there's more contacts than what's being shown on the screen, which is real important to some of the users as well, to be able to identify, is there more contacts that I'm just not seeing, without having to automatically drill down to find out every time. We also made some changes in here, so if I go into the all, you'll notice by default that the inactive box is checked. So you can see down here that there's inactive. The way this is set up, there will always show the active contacts at the top, and the inactive will have another header bar and show those down below. You'll also notice that we added some fields to this screen that we were interested in. The main one being job title, which is also shown on the account card as well. The reason, and I have a write-up on LinkedIn about the differences between job title and job description. But the simple fact of that matter is, job title allows us to set these, but from the system, to be very specific. So you can actually start to use those job titles for automation that you might want to do with automatically emailing people and things of that nature. Where job description is really a kind of a junk field. It allows you to write anything you want in there. Obviously you can see Slacker 1 and Slacker 2 here. For my job descriptions, it kind of fits, but their actual job title would be sales. It was important for me to be able to see these from a very flat perspective, because we use those for automation, as well as phone number, email, and we added a couple of things here for portal access and email permissions that were just handy to have on the page. And that is really about it in regards to what's been going on with the contacts. Modifying it's real simple, so I'm going to go in here and I'm going to change it for the whole corporate view, and I'm going to remove the old contacts just by unchecking that. And then I'm going to go in here, and it's already checked here for those, but I'm going to move it up to where the other contacts were. If it will cooperate with me. There we go. And I'm going to move it to here so that it's in the same place. And when I close this and go back to the account, now it's where it should be. And you can tell that it's the new one because it'll say contacts extended. If you want to go back to the old way, you just do the reverse of what we just did, and you can put the old contacts back in place. All right, and that's all there is to the contacts mod. Once again, if you have questions about the mod, you can reach out to me at sgamble@neutralposture.com, and I will get you access to the mod. And if you like the mod, go ahead and drop feedback, or if you have things that you'd like to see or things that you'd like changed, you can drop feedback about the mod to our LinkedIn page, which is Exact Synergy User Community on LinkedIn. If you look for that group, you'll find us. Worst case scenario, once again, you can shoot me an email and I can get you an invite to the group. We share a lot of information there about Synergy and what's going on, and try to help each other out. We'd love to have you as a part of our group. Thanks again. Bye.